Ladies and gentlemen, hoof, hoof, rain. What is this? It is... Objection! This is Ace Attorney 3! Trials and Tribulations. Also, someone's saying, how did they get into this? Why? Why did I do that? Uh-oh. Oh, what girl? Girl, I shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. She's really into ugly bastard stuff. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! And here we are. Smash indeed, GBN. Welcome to the stream. It wasn't me. I didn't. Oh. Flashback. I didn't do it. Flashback. Alright. 5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial. April 11th, 9:40 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. Apparently the only defendant lobby that ever even gets used in this entire series. I think. Anyway. Let us begin Ace Attorney 3. Objection! Alright. Whew, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, Mr. Grossberg. Good morning.
Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know.
What are you talking about? I am relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me, I'm relaxed.
Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't gotten the temperament to be a lawyer.
I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today.
Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service.
Actually, this is my second time in court.
Still, you surprised me. What with your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case, you suddenly said. Quite forcefully, too.
I just found out yesterday about the case. I mean,
What? You've already learned all the relevant facts?
Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have. I think.
Oh dear. Well, in any case, don't let our client see you so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client.
Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Why do you keep smiling, Mia? This guy looks like an idiot. I just want to say, I'll give it all I got. Yep, it'll be fine. No problem. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? Actually, it's right. Like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright, you have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please let go of my shirt. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. Except, hey Acheron, welcome to the stream. You know, Mia, you should also be at least slightly nervous, given that it's your second trial. I'm just saying. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. Alright. How you doing, Acheron? My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and, well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client, and for myself. Looks so evil, bro. Oh, what's he doing now? How many characters is he killing off? How many of them are actually evil? April 11th, 10 a.m. District Court, Court number 2.
Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright, a phrase you will only hear plenty of more times in the series.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it?
Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem?
I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense.
Hey, what's up, hey crew? Welcome to the stream. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency.
Emergency? But isn't that him standing there right next to you?
Yes. Well,
You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this?
Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Slam the desk. Stab him. Aki killed Acheron. Really? Interesting. I don't think he'd actually do that. Given that she's apparently one of the strongest characters in the story. Anyway. Of course, Your Honor. I think.
Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It will all be over soon.
What was that all about? Is he trying to trash talk me?
Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University.
I'm sure she's alive, she's strongest. It would make sense. The murderer was a student named Doug Swallow. His rival was a lady named Doug... what's the girl version of Doug? Doe Spit.
He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology. Unfortunately, he was harmacologized when he was killed.
It sounds like he was a very bright young man.
Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body, and the defendant who had obviously bungled his getaway. Then they called the police.
That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well, the court accepts this photo into the records as evidence.
Crime photo 1 added to the court record.
By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. It could be plenty of things.
Even though she's the divided one right now, she has that healing thing. And Naraka basically got a universe kill Stella, but then he's like, wait, she didn't have Acheron's sword, then you see run with it. Oh. Okay, that's probably that's a little foreshadowing there.
Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death.
An unusual death?
What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question.
Huh?
A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will.
What? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of. Mostly meat, a few bones in there.
Ah, profound, a perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause, go on.
Fatal electric shock, okay. I've played an Ace Attorney game before. I know what I'm doing. Rose is getting absolutely cooked by Rin from... I'm reading it right, Naraka, right now. Nice.
Please say you at least know this.
No, at least this much. I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. My girl, it is one sentence.
My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here. Details of the case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you?
Oh, the court record. I can see that by pressing the right bumper. What the hell is the right bumper? Okay, so when the court, how does the court not collapse? They found one big enough for him.
All the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good, hard look at the data in there and think carefully before you answer, my dear.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. Gotta stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. Court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just press the right bumper here.
Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question, what was the cause of death?
According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution.
Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of a new, super powerful stun gun, perhaps?
Okay, so is the court. Oh my god. The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue. What's that? Why, motive, of course. Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood?
What do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude.
That's Winston Payne for you. He is one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. I don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know.
Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? Fourth year pharmacology student. Dated the victim until 8 months ago. Okay.
And this time, I'd like to see some supporting evidence.
Evidence? I don't even know what evidence is. I knew Acheron wasn't dead. Of course, Aki doesn't kill Acheron. He would never kill lesbians. Yeah, it's not in his MO. He wouldn't do it.
No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it into old Greybeard's face.
Yes, sir. Into old Greybeard's face.
Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady.
I'll still be this old 5 years from now. I'm basically immortal.
Yeah, evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with the right bumper, so be sure to go over it all.
Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? Objection! The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here.
Dahlia Hawthorne, is it?
Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story. Evidence? I barely know her. No, that's the spirit. That's good.
He started again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants.
Very well, Mr. Payne. Please call your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Faye?
It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent. Right? The defense has no objection.
Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand.
Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now, I guess I'm a suspect.
No. What did you do before you were arrested?
Oh! I was a university student. Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your fellow student, Doug Swallow. But, I didn't do it! I'm innocent, I tell you! I'm telling you I was...
Would the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us?
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Right away, Your Honor. What is Phoenix wearing? Don't worry about it. The victim and I. I admit I was there. But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Wait, Phoenix. How would you know he was English if you didn't speak to him? God damn it, my brother. You have convicted yourself. You've implicated yourself. Right. Like I said, I'm not a killer. I forgot to read what the judge said. Looks like the judge understands.
You're being naive, you know. Too naive.
Huh? It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady.
Oh, Phoenix is Silly Billy, my god. Indeed. Silly Billy's the least, offensive thing you can call him.
Oh boy, alright. And that would be... This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination? But he's not even wearing a cross.
He's right. And it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if a witness's testimony contains any contradictions. I can't read today.
Contradictions?
Contradictions. If a witness is lying, their statements will conflict with the court record.
Phoenix, you must be the killer, which is why in 5 years you're out practicing law. Which you shouldn't be able to do at that point, but yeah. But Mr. Wright is my client.
Even if he is your client, in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see.
What does he mean by that? Is he saying that the testimony just now... there was a lie, a contradiction?
Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Fay.
Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? The victim and I. Let's see if background from Honkai Star Rail really knows Honkai games. It'd be funny. Yep, you were there. Good. Not a killer, all you did find the body? Okay. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right! I mean, why could I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him... then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Achoo! Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not the killer, I swear.
Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe?
Yes, well, No, I didn't mean to do that. I can do it myself. 1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. I can do it. I can handle this myself.
You must try to bite off a bit more than you can chew, Mia.
I'll be fine. I know what I have to do.
Remember, you can always press him to get more information. Oh, and one more thing.
Hey, Sealy, welcome to the stream.
When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you have to present some definitive proof.
Okay, Mia. One more time, from the very beginning of his testimony.
Okay, so people like Kiana and Honkai, yeah. I need to do Honkai Impact 3rd at some point. It'll probably help me understand Star Rail a bit better. And Auto. We gotta begin with... Okay.
Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see? It's true, cross my heart.
Wait. Wait.
God damn it, Phoenix. He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night.
May I ask you something, Miss Faye?
Yes, Your Honor? What is it now?
Who is this person anyway? This, Union Jack fellow?
The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag.
1-0 to Acheron. I've heard people do like Auto. Yeah. When versus Bronya are there in the Star Rail and give names? I'm gonna say, 3. Off the top of my head. No real reason. 1 and it's Bronya. Really? Huh.
Oh, I see. So you mean like stars and stripes, right?
As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me.
There's 2. Damn it!
Hey, something just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now?
Yeah, there's a contradiction here.
Mr. Grossberg!
Quickly now, show that boy you mean business. With evidence, I mean.
Okay, Mia, check the court record carefully.
Well, my dear, do you think you can manage on your own from this point?
I can handle it myself. We're good. Mm-hmm. There's 2, Bronya and Silverwolf. Oh! That would explain why Silverwolf looks so much like Bronya. I was thinking that the other day. I was like, wow, they look very similar. And apparently they are.
Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back.
Miss Faye, is there some point to this line of questioning?
Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Oh, hey, wait a minute! He was wearing a leather jacket! The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket.
What is Steel's weapon, Gun Girl, Z, and HSR? It's gotta be a scythe, right? I think.
Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. You lied to me.
Oh, please forgive me. Mia, you made our client... Mia, you made our client cry.
Let him. That penis just doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong.
That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. It's something really weird in Gun Girl Z. Oh, okay.
Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Oh, did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but... Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X?
Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now?
Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere.
He lost it. Does this even have anything to do with the case? He found it at the crime scene, didn't he? Her name is Haxor Bunny? I didn't see that coming, but yeah.
Okay. Mr. Wright, should I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene.
What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X.
What if it's Cold Killer Y, actually, though?
Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. What?
I didn't know we knew that. What? Who's the most plot arm in Honkai? Oh my god. Does Celia really do that much? I mean, I've seen her in a bit in Star Rail, but I don't know what she does in the other games.
Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine dropped by Mr. Wright and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright.
Order! Order in the court!
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence.
Very well. The court will accept them into the record.
Crime photo 2 added to the court record. Cold Killer X added to the court record. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken.
Broken?
Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, you have some kind of explanation for all of this.
Mimiko clearly is the most plot armor. I mean, I can kind of see it.
This is really bad.
Oh, my buttocks, my poor, poor hemorrhoids!
Okay. Truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3 o'clock, we split up. And later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident.
Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Let's see, at 3 p.m. behind the IVU building, he was holding... Wait, the victim's watch stopped. That... So that's a little after 3, right? Like 3:05?
Miss Faye, please begin your cross-examination.
Oh, apparently Celia literally died and came back at some point.
Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. Oh no.
Okay, what did he call you about?
Had you ever met the victim before then? No, never. But that day, he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly.
And this Dolly person is...
It's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart.
Oof, what was that for, Mia?
Oh, I'm sorry, I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden.
Dolly, a heart...
Talia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is.
So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see.
He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 245 behind that building.
The face and hair.
Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated that you should meet at 245? Yeah, and we were both there right on time.
You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU.
An alchemist, I see.
I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange medicines that run in high voltage electricity.
Oh, how fascinating. Sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man.
What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said that the department uses strange medicines that run on high voltage electricity. That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables? Yeah, they were electric poles set up all around the building. The high voltage cables run overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. So what was it you were talking about? You know, that maybe we should hang out again sometime. Hang out again sometime? I wish that were true. So you say you went back? Yeah, that's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up. Oh my god. Phoenix, you're not. I was told Arrow shot a sex tape of some years. It didn't last much, and instead they made a sex gif. Hey, but Arrow, I've been doing just fine, Firewall. That sex gif is around here somewhere. How you been doing? Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one else is buying this. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. Alright. What do the P in Phoenix's sweater stands for? His grandfather, Penis Right. No, but, it stands for... The P stands for Dahlia. It's a silent P. It's also invisible. Alright. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious.
Gosh, why did you punch me in the jaw?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. This is a new side to me. I like it.
I think that's enough for now. The defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene of the scene for some unknown reason.
We're like phony, right? Yeah, am I right?
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright.
Alright, Frank.
Your testimony cannot be trusted.
What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl.
However, there is one mystery that still remains.
There is, Your Honor.
We're like penis wide. Oh, you bought a shark tooth today. Nice. How big is it? Like one of the ones you'd use on a necklace or one of the ones you'd use as like a display piece?
How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct?
Well, that is, you are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I can somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose.
You know, I think I could do it.
Your Honor,
Yes, Miss Faye?
I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died.
Necklace sized. Ooh, nice. Those always make for really cool necklaces.
That would be most impressive.
Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court.
Necklace sized, yeah. I was thinking there for a moment that maybe your neck got removed with the shark tooth, but good to see that you still got your neck. Yeah. V-neck right.
An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence. Of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that.
Oh yeah, you also have a shark tooth necklace. Nice. Maybe I should get one too. That way we can just be like a gang of people with shark tooth necklaces or something.
Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted.
As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well.
What?
V-dick's right. Oh man. Exchange Phoenix's sweater in the international release. The OG sweater spelled out Ryu. Oh, which is part of his Japanese name. Okay. That makes sense. That's pretty cool. I guess they kind of had to, because otherwise it's like, what are they going to do for that joke in English if his name has always been Phoenix in English? I kind of get it.
But there's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon?
Well, naturally, it's right here.
That's... What is that?
A severed electrical cable, I believe. Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard. The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then the high voltage cable...
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation.
Yeah. Ryuichi Naruhodo. Yeah. Classic Phoenix name. I don't know why they changed everything in English, but I do kind of like that they did. Gives it like a unique flavor, you know? I think even like when Crunchyroll was streaming the anime, they had an option in the subtitles to keep the names like the Japanese version or to make them the English version, and I find that pretty funny. I think it's pretty cool.
That certainly sounds possible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. Not you!
I find it weird that Mia's so high-pitched. I was expecting more RR voice from her. I mean, kinda, yeah, but this is also 5 years before the main story where she's like... Oh, let me get up the profiles. Never mind. Phoenix is currently 21, which means this is, I believe, 3 years? No. Wait, how long is this before the first game? Because in the first game, Maya was 17, and I think he was 24. This is 3 years before the first game, which would kind of make sense. And it's also... Yeah, okay. Alright, I think I got it. So yeah, this is around a while before that.
That much is certainly true.
Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer.
You do? Well, what is it? And why did you wait until just now to talk about it?
His fingerprints.
Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides this medicine bottle?
It was 24 in the first game. Exactly, yeah. Okay, so this is 3 years before the first game. Meaning Mia was... Wasn't she like 29? So she's like 26 right now. Which I guess doesn't make sense for her voice to be this high-pitched, but... Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I guess it kind of makes sense in one way or another.
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well, as we will learn in a different trial several years from now. And Mia's 24 in this game. Oh, okay. Alright. I gotcha. So yeah, she was like 27 then, in the future. You mean... Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. Unless...
Order! 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 That's enough! I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fork at us, we're done.
Mr. Grossberg...
My hemorrhoids never lie. This show is over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty from the first time I saw him.
So she's just beginning her journey down the MILF road. Yeah. Who knew being good at court made you a better MILF? I guess she's not a mother, so it's more like an Onesan kind of thing, but... Yeah. Does that mean Phoenix is like a gilf? Or like a dilf when he's done with all this?
No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor...
Objection! At this time, I'm prepared to render a verdict for this case. Unfortunately, I'm rendering it in Premiere, which will take several hours.
There we go.
Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth, and nothing but the truth, like you swore to do on the... Bible? What do we use in this universe? If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict.
Hey, he does end up a father, yeah, that's true, but like... Yeah, okay, so yeah, Dilf. Yeah, that's true power. She just didn't get a kid by the end of it.
If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict.
But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be...
It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. And everyone else in this room. How much of this game have you played? I played the first trial of this game, and I played the first trial and a half of the fourth game at some point in the past. So I know the whole thing about
Trucy. I also know how this one goes. I don't know anything in Trials 2 through 4 of this game, or most of 2 through 4 of the 4th game. So that's where I'm at with this. Which is also why I'm excited to be done with this so I could get to the rest of the part of the game, because I've heard that most of the best Trials in the series are in the 3rd one. Maybe. Or maybe I misheard that. Either way. Miss Faye. No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the very end.
We've already established the defendant's guilt. There was no further need for him to say anything.
Cough, cough. Wait a minute. Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened. Mostly going blind in this game. Yeah, that's funny. What'd be even funnier is if I'm going into this and I somehow do better than I did in the 2nd game where I actually did know who everyone was, but I failed miserably several times. It'd be really funny if I managed to ace this one. We'll see.
There's no need for further... Cough.
I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. He didn't spit. Miss Faye, can I call you?
That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news.
You're lying.
Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl.
Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. Oh. Oh. Yep. Granted, I already know who the killer is of this trial, but still.
What you just said, was that the truth?
Yes, I was afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure.
Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are.
Please give me one more chance to explain. This time, I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you.
Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim.
Oh, it feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake.
Was the Harlem Shake a thing when this game came out? Or was that changed in, like, the trilogy release? That doesn't... Huh. That feels like a lot later than that would have been. I could have sworn that was a meme in, like, 2016. Most of the other games must have been just Phoenix's fever dreams caused by lethal injection. Yeah, just, like, the last thing he sees before he dies is just a hallucination. That explains the whole thing with the orca that I never got to. I think that was wasn't that the DLC for like the 5th game that everyone liked? That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. Push! I lost my temper and gave him a shove. He should be a sumo wrestler, that was really good. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock. And that, as they say, is that.
A simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
But when I pushed him, there wasn't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it.
That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that.
Even though he'd wait around for 30 minutes, pressing everything in an area just trying to get the plot to progress. I can see the future.
Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay.
Phoenix will defend his queen, who's his GF, by the way. Exactly. Phoenix, you know, it's... Too bad he couldn't get with Mia. Honestly, that's just too bad for him.
Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it.
Okay, yeah. Talking bad about Dolly, yeah. Actually, wait, what was he saying?
So what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? Well, he said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl.
Is that all?
Yep.
Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself.
Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I just... Can you tell me about what happened in a little more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on the jacket he was holding and started to leave. And that's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest.
Phoenix's Tradcath GF, who's his GF, by the way, will not allow OnlyFans subscriptions. Oh my god. Oh man. Anyway.
I just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen? Right, there was nothing like that at all. But it is possible that you merely overlooked it.
Well, I guess it's possible.
What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll all over you like cheap asphalt. Or even expensive asphalt. Medium level's okay, though.
I believe what's most important here is at the moment the push occurred. Let's continue on with the testimony, witness.
Really? So you checked the OGDS release of the game and Grossberg mentioned the Harlem Shake there too. Really? Huh. I guess that dance is just older than I thought it was.
Well, shows what I know about dancing and music history. Alright, anyway.
Interesting to know, though. A loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap! You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. No, because that sounds more like... You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here.
More details.
This game was released in 2007 in North America. Wow. I'm fucking old. Anyway. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important. So try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Could it have been... Yes? Could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding.
Oh. Could have been that.
He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella. Cheap and frail, kind of like the owner.
Ha! Very prone to electric shocks, that umbrella.
Then again, I kind of wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
Yes. This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it enter the testimony.
How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the chief umbrella to your testimony.
Yeah! Willis Harlem Shake video was confined from 11 years ago. It is interesting that Ace Attorney called that so many years in advance. This game transcends time. Here we are, boys. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Oh, come on. If I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
You're absolutely right.
No, I'm Mia. Oh, I'm so fucking funny. Alright. Conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he was. The victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No! Order! 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 The victim, he moved? Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want it presented as evidence immediately.
The umbrella was added to the court record, found broken near an electrical pole at the crime scene.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
According to the testimony, if the victim fell on top of the umbrella, there's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind.
Lean in a little closer, Miss Faye, because I can't quite hear you, and because sexual harassment doesn't exist yet in this universe. I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. My computer won't let me. No! I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defense's testimony.
Phoenix's testimony added to the court record.
Well done, Mia.
You know, I will say, Payne has some pretty cool hair. He's got a nice little, like, pump to his thing. I like it.
Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about?
Oh, pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think that I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess. You have another witness?
Exactly! And this witness's testimony would be incontrovertible.
Well, who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What?
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. And he couldn't be more right. Actually, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this.
You can't be serious.
Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
April 11th, 11:52 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 3. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there.
It's alright. You're the only one who's gonna be held under perjury. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah, so I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious. After hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Well, sure, no problem. Dahlia and I, we first met about 8 months ago right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer, on the side. Well, anyway, one day she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Your wife's boyfriend is the next witness, Phoenix. What about her boyfriend's boyfriend? Or did he abstain from the trial today? Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She'd been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off, but before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this.
So she gave it to you as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with the memories of my darling little dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, all right. It makes me so happy I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. If my memory of this trial is correct, that's, alright. Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. Oh my god, it's so fucking obvious. Give Dolly Valgro voice. Oh, right on. Absolutely. Like, oh my god, Phoenix, give it back. Okay.
What a strange girl asking for a present back like that.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Well, yeah, it was. How did you know? This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this? A newspaper clipping? It doesn't match your appearance, but that's why it's funny. I feel like it kind of fits, though. Let's see, murder in the courthouse. Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen... And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct?
Newspaper clipping added to the court record. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself.
Yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, looks like recess is about over. We'd better all get moving.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. It was more like 5 minutes based on how I'm playing this. Alright. The last 3 save slots. So the first one game was blue, the second game was red, the third one is orange. Or brown, I guess, but whatever. Alright. April 11th, 12:13 p.m. District Court, Courtroom number 2.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
It's like shooting someone, giving your gun to your significant other for safekeeping, and they go, "Look at this gun my partner used to kill a dude." Yeah, for all intents and purposes, it is, like, she found, like, the worst guy to give it to. She could have just hidden it in a trash can or something like that. Motherfucker, like... Also, he was wearing it around his neck when he left. There was a picture of that. You know what? Phoenix is always good at getting the guilty person caught. You cannot say anything else about him than that. You gotta give him credit there.
The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
I keep trying to call her Dahlia Hawthorne or something like that, but... What the fucking butterflies? Fucking Persona ass.
What's with this stiff silence?
Oh, I'm not stiff. In my long career as a judge, I've been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
I can't believe he actually said that. Oh, now then, witness, please state your full name.
Don't worry, sweetie, there's no need to be so nervous. Would you like to be my Discord kitten? I hear it's a new thing with all the rage these days.
Phoenix does not have luck with women unless they're underage. That's... Yeah. Well, she's of age at least. It just turns out that she's insane. And Mia was older than him, and then she got murdered. And he never really got with Maya even after she grew up. So, yeah, Phoenix's luck with women is not great. Huh. Well, whatever works. Which usually is nothing for Phoenix.
Don't worry, sweetie, there's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size.
And I will bash them with my gavel. And my axe.
I love how they look straight at me when they say that. I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I almost feel right at home.
Yeah, I would sound worse. It's a way to sound worse than it actually is, but you know what I'm talking about. I know what you're talking about, yeah. It is... yeah. Phoenix has not met, like, a single nice woman his age that has not died or been a murderer. Or been related to a different crime, you know? Not at all.
It was nothing.
If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just wanted to say it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine, because I am your honor.
Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. And for once, it's not me. This is a weird feeling. Sir?
Is there something I can help you with? You just go on and say whatever's on your mind.
I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone, I just know it.
Yes, I can see why you'd say that.
She's going to be a tough witness, all right. It took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Her tiny, small, delicate fingers. Wait, fuck, I'm doing it.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
Like, Phoenix's crew consists of Edgeworth, Dick, the Butts, a ghost, and 2 underage girls. Hey, Maya's legal in the second game, so it counts. She can vote. Wait, what is the voting age in Japanifornia? What's the voting age in Japan, even? You know what, never mind. Point is, yeah. Edgeworth, Dick, Butts, and... He's got a dick and butts in his party. He's invincible. And someone who likes edging. And Lotta occasionally, when she's not working actively against him.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
What I witnessed. I had been planning to go back to the Feeney's place after class was over. Feeney and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. As he does sometimes when he's pushed or gets electrocuted. That's when Feeney noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth. But I would never... That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. You haven't changed a bit, Mia Fey. What's this? So you two are acquainted? Yes. We've met before. Once.
In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madam Fey. Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girly.
Notice how she said yet. Does kind of suck though that Mia had her whole life ahead of her and then was promptly murdered by a guy named Red White. Fucking Red White. Oh my god.
Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright is in the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building?
My granny Mia, I would allow that.
I did not have a Discord. I did not have a Discord account, Mr. Payne. I usually go in the War Thunder forum so I can see government documents. Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm studying Japanese Senryu poetry.
Oh, how wonderful. Is that humorous yet satirical style of haiku yet? Yes?
Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, his sleep is his best friend. Death. That's supposed to be poetry? That's more like a midlife crisis. For me to get to the art department, I have to walk through that back area.
Ah, yes, I see. That makes sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors.
How else would you enter? Teleportation? Which can happen in this universe, probably.
They were talking behind the building, okay.
So who is this Dougie person? Oh, I'm sorry, Doug Swallow. We were dating up until about 8 months ago. So what were Dougie and Mr. Swallow and Mr. Wright talking about anyway?
Yeah, Red White, the CEO of Blue Corp. Red, White, and Blue, meaning Mia was killed by the American spirit. Enough talking about blowjobs. Let's talk about American jobs. Oh my god. She was no match for the good old, whatchamacallit? Amazing Grace, or whatever the national anthem is. And she turned into a spirit, which is ironic. A spirit of justice, one might even say. Like the sixth game, whatever.
How could you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined. I just commit murder like a normal person. Wait, fuck. That's right, Miss Fey.
Don't drag the witness down to your level.
Why am I being demonized here?
Please go on. What did you see next?
Just got all wobbly. You think a guy just gets all wobbly? All wobbly? No!
Are you saying the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing, Dougie.
Do I really think that this proves that? Well, let's check this. Very little information is being disclosed at this time, since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim.
Press for no good reason. I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now?
Again, do I have a contradiction? Because I know that happened. I know that he pushed him. Mia stood no chance against the combined forces of Colorado, Illinois, and Hoboken merged into a super Kamehameha of patriotism and freedom. Don't forget Massachusetts and Philadelphia, which is apparently not a state. Learned that one recently.
What? I would never!
Miss Fay, I will not allow you to badger this witness.
I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting...
Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
How come there's an album named Murder in the Courthouse? That would be a pretty cool album. And the band would be like... Judgment or something like that. Something cool. Lawyer related. Judge, Jury, and Executioner. That'd be a cool name for a band. Alright.
Please don't glare at me like that. I'll get hard. I mean, I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne.
The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. Oh, I don't even have to present anything. Okay. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim.
What? What?
There's no need to try and cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor, I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
Odd.
You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground.
At that time, there was only the two of them there. Two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right.
I keep forgetting to do the voice. God damn it. Didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. But doesn't that kind of remove her ability as a witness? I don't have anything that contradicts this. I don't think this really helps the testimony, but... Normally when you add something to testimony, it kind of helps to... But then did you hear the sound? Fuck! Didn't hear anything unusual. You didn't hear the loud cracking sound? Sorry, this is all still kind of new to me.
I've got something for you too. A new penalty. Objection denied.
Fuck.
So then what did it look like they were doing to you? I thought they were having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation. Oh, give me a break. That's why I really wasn't watching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Wait, if you want to find other students, why would you do that if you thought nothing was wrong? When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department? Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs. I give them meth on Sundays. Speaking of, today is Sunday. My favorite day to give them drugs, like meth, which I give to them on Sundays. Please try to stay on topic.
Penalize these nuts!
By the way, this game is chock full of early 2000s references, so it should be right up your alley. Oh, perfect. Nice.
So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct? That's what I was planning to do, but in the end I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out of the building entrance. Somehow, they all seemed to know what was going on. The students knew what was going on.
More details. Derivative. Derivative. Bullshit. Bullshit. Derivative.
But how could the students have known what was going on? Well, I don't know for sure what they knew had happened. Just they all seemed kind of excited about something. It doesn't look like I'm going to get any more info about the students. So, did the students call the police? Yes, I was so panicked.
Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear.
That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Right. Yes, that's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay, that means I'm gonna have to dig deep to find the contradiction on this one. Didn't actually see the moment he pushed him.
Fuck! This one too. Bro, this is the air conditioning. That I love. I absolutely love.
That's just the air conditioner. Well, yeah, aren't we all out here conditioning the air?
God damn it. She should have heard it. That's why. Well, I'm pressing around this again. Let's see.
You didn't see it? Well, Dougie went to the ground. There's only two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim.
Yep, okay. Yeah, huh? Well, let's go back to the first thing. Did I even press her on the first... this thing?
Now, unless I'm mistaken, Mr. Wright, is in the art department.
The pharmacology building?
Well, I'm in the literature...
Yeah, okay, so we went over this.
I have something that goes against this.
Walking behind the building. Didn't see the moment he pushed him. On Google Blogan, it is honestly, yeah. It's just something that's really funny because it's just such an odd skit and it came out of basically nowhere, but it's like, I like it like the Pepper Jack thing where it's like, it makes no, like, it's there, it kind of makes sense, but for the most part it's just funny. Everything about it just looks humorous. Bullshit. Bullshit derivative.
Let's see. But again, why would she have called the police if she didn't think anything was wrong?
Well, let's try not pressing her on this next time we go through this. Fuck.
You didn't see it.
You didn't hear anything unusual. It's Frank playing subtle, man. Do I want to save before I do this just so I don't lose 3 more points? Go down to like the last 2. Hold on. My first save scum with this game. Really? That was it? You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? But the umbrella didn't do it? Frank's playing it subtle, man. Yeah, his sleeper hits are always pretty funny. Yes, that's why I was very relaxed looking at the scenery around me. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really that close to the two of them, then why didn't you hear this noise as well? Ooh. Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable. But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. Oh!
Mass destruction.
Alright. May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. Go ahead. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on and I was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up, but it seemed as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end just yet. I saw this edit of Frank from Always Sunny in Philadelphia and The Last of Us. Oh yeah, I love that! I saw that video, I love it. I believe Frank could outlast the infection. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like it'd be funny if there was like an episode of Always Sunny where it's like in an apocalyptic timeline or something like that. Or they just think they're in the apocalypse and Frank is just thriving. He's just doing the best he ever could. Artists must suffer for their art, and that's why it's called painting. Oh man, I still love that episode of Always Sunny when they, You ever see the one where they were brought in as like a pre-screening thing for like a movie to see if like how well it tested with its audiences? And they just like, they went all out to just destroy the mind of the lady they were interviewing, or that was interviewing them. It was amazing. But it seemed as oh yeah, Thor wasn't ready for that. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Telling Frank to be subtle is like telling a Florida man not to do something stupid. Yeah, it's like... Honestly, I think it's not canon, obviously, but it would be very funny if they revealed to someone that Frank was from Florida or something. It just feels like it would fit, you know? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all. Wait a sec, Mia. That testimony just now... You said something that could totally change this whole case. It could be this. Let me just make absolute sure. Wait, hold on. Yeah, it looks like there were clouds from this black and white photo in which the sky is white. And gray a little bit. There was lightning! Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Florida would be too easy. What's another batshit insane US state? We could go with the opposite, where he's like from like South Dakota or something like that. A state that's like so boring no one ever talks about it. Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right?
Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution,
Isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning?
Oh, I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me.
So what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt. Stray Bolt would be a really cool name for a band, or like an album or something. You seen that video of Borat and RE4? I don't think I saw that one, but I definitely think I've heard of it. Leon, help! Wait, I just wanted to say hello.
Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
Alright, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that not guilty now if you don't...
Oh no.
I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on day at that location.
So is it possible there was also no lightning in general, or...?
What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. Then why didn't you say it earlier, you fuck? He asked you that.
Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence?
This a feed of it.
And who is this a feed of it from?
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read it out to the court. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 o'clock p.m.
Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable.
Which again is not necessarily, murder.
According to the students, the cables were very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
Student's testimony added to the court record.
However, there's one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Well, I suppose you could say it like that. You could say that.
Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Your Honor, I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break?
Ave Maria.
Dare I say Dahlia? Nope. Well, Your Honor.
The only thing that snapped is the mind of the defense.
Oh yeah, I also like her new design, yeah. Jacket looks nice and the scarf looks good. Yeah, also her, like, what's it called? A skirt? The thing where it's like a short, but it, like shorts, but it looks like a skirt? Something like that. That looks nice too. Plus, they made Luis a bit less creepy.
That was one of your best lines, that, Your Honor. That's harsh. Please, Your Honor, give me one more chance.
Well then, let's hear it.
I kind of figured it was this, but... oh well. Oh. Well, shit, what is it then? Huh. Okay, hear me out. It might be this. Never mind. I thought he might have fallen onto the cable or something. Watch would stop at the time of death. Huh. Your Honor, please think back to please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony?
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that...
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline, but it doesn't fit when when the murderer was killed. Just gonna put that one out there. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no. It doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here.
Ah!
In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim.
Order! Order in the court!
Ah, the lamentations of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them. Alright, cool, Thermia.
It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have done it.
Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation, she said things that are a little different than I remember them. What the... Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge?
Of course it's all right. Just go ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors.
Ooh.
The truth is, Beanie pushed him twice. First time was into the electrical pole, and that's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him, but Beanie caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute. Did it? Did it really now?
So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away.
And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time. I'm so sorry, Beanie, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Pushed him twice, sure. Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. I know, I'm sorry. I wanted to protect Beanie. So that's why you basically lied to the court. No, you didn't basically, you just did. I was a bad girl. I know. Mr. Judge?
Yes?
Would you please forgive little old me? Of course he won't. What he did is called perjury.
Oh, come now, it's just a little old white lie. Don't forget it this time. But please be more careful from now on, alright?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all. Oh.
Judge just better be a bit more careful himself. Dark Alley's friendlier than that girl.
Really? That's a secret achievement? Alright. First time was in the electrical pole. Da da da. You're saying you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole? I know he doesn't look it, but Beanie can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be. Oh, really? I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. How can you show someone a video of a dude wearing a bra made of melon crust and have the dude never tell that same person they don't understand the metaphor? What? What? I mean, I don't have the nerve, but I kind of get the metaphor. It's about society. Oh boy. All right. Peanut really is scary when he gets mad.
Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed.
And Dougie tried his best to run away from him. So let me get this straight. You are happily listening to music on your headphones while you watch this scene unfold. Why? Miss Faye, I'll have to ask you to stop badgering the witness.
Exactly what I said, Arrow. Indeed.
Who the hell starts a conversation like that? I just sat down. I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on.
Cheer them on? What? That's a good out of context clip. I do like that. Yeah.
Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Well, I wish the best for them both, and that they would each give the fight their all.
That's very sweet of you to be so supportive.
No, what are you talking about?
And what happened after that?
I mean, granted, she didn't whip out her phone and start doing live leak stuff, but like... I mean... You might as well have. You caught up and crashed moving from behind. Like, that doesn't make much sense with context either. I imagine it doesn't.
That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, were there also prints found on the back of his leather jacket? Well, no, there weren't. Madam Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? But Beanie wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he? I mean, depends on where he put his hands during the crash. I don't know. Heel snapping.
Actually, wait, no it didn't. At 3 p.m., yeah, but... Aha, bitch!
That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute.
Though this may take longer than a minute, as I'm sure you're aware of.
Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine. That's the one Beanie likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Faye?
My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m. Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? What exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow.
This is nonsense. The real murderer?
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it?
Doesn't have to be someone else. This has to not be my client. There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer?
Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer?
Yes. It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready.
Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. As opposed to being Phoenix Wright. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Now then, Miss Faye, let's have it. Who's the real killer?
Shocking, no one except the victim is Dahlia Hawthorne. It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne.
What? How can you... The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing during that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you.
Order! Order! Miss Faye! What? I mean, why? That is to say...
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your own very hands.
How can you say something so mean, Madam Faye? I didn't do anything.
Dahlia will never grasp your straw, Payne. Oh, the first hold it. Your Honor, please, I have something to say. Something I want to say.
But what is it?
Please strike everything the defense has said just now from the record. Oh my God, Phoenix. God damn it.
What the... Are you daft?
You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dahlia, she couldn't do something like that.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bail-iff, grab that man.
Leave my Dahlia alone.
That boy.
That boy, he's gotten himself in way over his head.
Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back.
It seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. Just in the phoenix of time. I found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping.
Ooh, a police report added to the courtroom. The police report added to the court record. I cannot talk today. God damn it. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
Oh, you'd better take a good look at it. It details how you came to lose your boyfriend.
What was that? Oh, was she dating the lawyer that got killed? Diego Armando. Okay, and then Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup.
Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor, May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. That is, Go right ahead. Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry, please go ahead. How could you just say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame him is just ludicrous. This is all too much for the poor little me to bear.
I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be.
The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony? What about?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What could that possibly have to do with this case? The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant, am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason.
Very well then, the court grants the defense's request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne. She might have Feeny, but she is a fiend. How I met my Feeny. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. I saw an idiot gullible enough to pawn off my shit on. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think.
Mr. Wright, do that again and you'll be held in contempt of the court.
And now we enter the final act of our little drama.
As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her.
And we can't anymore because people are too strict nowadays. You did? So until that time you'd been dating Doug Swallow? Yes. I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself.
No, not at all. Look at me. I'm infamous for changing my mind. Constantly, in fact. My critics have even taken to calling me Judge Fickle. Ho 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 ho.
Maybe you should look for a different line of work.
Despite that, however, he always hands down the correct verdict. Except for that one time in the future when Phoenix got the wrong case done.
Legally get her. Yeah.
That's why some people call him the Great Judge Edie.
And what were you doing down there, ma'am? The courthouse reading room? That's a strange place to meet the love of your life. It's not true, Madame Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, he was also planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room? I love my critics, yeah. It'd be funny if they at one point, like, took criticism from, like, people outside of the game and put it in, like, the judge changes his mind too much, or Phoenix gives up too easily. Judge Fickle and Judge Judy. Oh, man. Yeah, that works. The only thing he's a judge of is
Would it be funny if his name was like Judge Mint? Like mint is in like the kind of food, so it's like, oh, it's Judgment. It's that's a fun, yeah.
This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Faye, I'm warning you, if this has nothing to do with the Mr. Swallow's case,
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I better tread carefully.
It's always keep pressing. Always do it.
Your Honor, if you allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony.
Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this.
Incorrect.
The suspect regarding another case. While interviewing the suspect regarding another case. There it is! I'm locked in. I am in.
Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason? What is the meaning of this cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye? And why is it so hot? 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy?
Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
What? What, Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order! 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 This is unbelievable. It's true then. The loveliest rose can hide the deadliest thorns.
Miss Faye, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness with an unrelated case. I, Winston Payne, will not allow it. Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
Pardon me. Go right ahead.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Expressed some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. Now I've just got to stay on the offensive.
Well done, Mia. Oh, you really lit a fire in my heart. And my buttocks. I can only tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids. I don't even know why I'm telling you this.
The poisoning.
I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From the moment I heard, I was just liquid poison that was lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
What oath? The only oath you took is the oath of evil and lies.
You sit on a throne of lies.
So that's what happened here 8 months ago.
However, as you've heard from the witness's testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I have 2 sleeves. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger? Mia, you're glowing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. That proud posture and self-confidence. Absolutely smashing.
The poisoning. And what were you discussing? What were you talking about with the defense attorney? Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
According to the report, you are being interviewed regarding another case.
The lawyer that was killed, he said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger. Why don't you tell us all what that incident was?
Alright. That has absolutely nothing at all to do with this case.
Objection sustained.
Aren't pants technically sleeves as well? They are, so she's got 4. It's a lot of tricks. A lot of sleeves.
Objection sustained. The defense's question is stricken from the record.
You get involved in incidents, you get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne? Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign. Don't worry, Dolly. I'll protect you.
You heard the man? Now that's true love, young lady.
4 tricks up my sleeves.
Oh, Beanie, please. Those two really are making me ill. Albeit for decidedly different reasons. How long were you gone? I've already answered all these questions for the police, but if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes? And where were you during that stretch of time?
Using the toilet.
What are you saying, Miss Faye? Toilet? My perfect little Dolly doesn't...
Oh my god, Phoenix. Phoenix, you've been... Oh my god. Oh my god.
You heard the defendant, Miss Faye. Better luck next time.
Oh, Beanie, please. The police have already looked into this whole matter. This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time.
Objection sustained. Miss Hawthorne, please continue with your testimony.
About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons?
Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drops says it's a half fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons.
It's about 2/3 of that amount. Huh.
I would hate to be the court reporter for these trials. Yeah, like, just the way they always ask you, like, hey, run that back. What did they say about this? And then they have to, like, constantly update the record, and then it's just, like... You have to, like, the typing for that must be insane.
The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. Must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. A special kind of poison? How so? Well, I heard that it's almost impossible to detect.
Oh, and where would something like that come from?
I'm sorry, all I know is what I heard overheard the policeman saying. This is something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it.
Like in the pharmacology building?
Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
Better question is, how did the criminal get something like that?
I'm a genius.
You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you.
Imagine all the fixing you have to do because these people can't stop lying. Yep. You don't shit, Arrowhead, since you're a robot and you're my dream girl. You know what? Just for you all, I won't take another shit in my entire life. Just for you, Firewall. My dream girl doesn't go to the bathroom. I get no use out of a bidet. None at all.
What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you'll recall, Miss Swallow was a pharmacology student. Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison.
Oof.
Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such poison after all. and then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You. No!
Order! 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 Could it be?
That's nothing but a series of hearsay. May I say something, Madam Faye? What is it, Miss Hawthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container.
Well, yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
Upside down? But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. You're saying I threw the poison container away. I think you need to show some kind of proof. Proof? She's got me good with that.
Provide some evidence or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead.
The police conducted a full body search of Dahlia and the entire courthouse. And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
If you're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder, then where is the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? Don't you sass me, girl.
I will snap my fingers in a Z formation. Meet me in the parking lot. Let's see what happens there.
And that's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
So the defendant was this witness's accomplice?
Of course not. She gave the poison to him disguised as a present. What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye?
The day that the witness met and fell for Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. No,
I would have thought your entire HP bar lit up just because you accused Dahlia. Yeah, they are very into her.
Order! Order in the court!
Oh, there's the first objection!
On behalf of Dahlia, I object.
Mr. Wright, get a hold of yourself.
I won't let you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway?
Fucking oof, Mia. Oh my god, you didn't have to put it like that. You don't have to kill the guy.
Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too.
Bailiff, beat his ass. Hit him with the Chicago typewriter.
Mr. Wright, please open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is... Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room, you said it yourself.
Oh, he's self-reported.
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she's always saying the same thing. Please give it back. Yep.
Be nice to the guy. I'm trying to be nice to the guy, but damn, it's like when the dialogue options are more brutal than you expected. It's like, hey, fucker, I'm gonna kill your whole family for fun. What? I love that Protozidi skit. It's a very funny skit, but yeah. Maybe because she's madly in love with Phoenix. Yeah, but, I mean, do you want Phoenix to end up with that girl? No, you want Phoenix to end up with a nice girl, someone who will treat him right. I don't know who. There aren't many of those in Ace Attorney, but, like, you know, someone, maybe Franziska if she wasn't, like, 6 years younger than him. Or 7.
Fuck, she's the same age as Maya.
Ah, never mind. Anyway.
What a stranger. Yep.
Okay. For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she... I don't believe you.
No, that's a lie!
Mia, are you alright?
Oh, fucking Phoenix!
Mia, are you alright?
Yes, I think so.
Boy, you went completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
Looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Thank
goodness. Oh no!
What is it?
The bottle necklace! Miss Hawthorne's present! It's gone!
What happened to the stairs? What do you mean, what stairs? Oh yeah, you first took them because you're grounded. Ah! That's pretty good. But oh man, I like how Mia just got the necklace stolen from her by Phoenix, and she's like, man, I ought to hire that guy at my law firm at some point.
What? That's terrible.
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Foolish boy, that's the only thing that could have saved him. What in places are we supposed to do now?
Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o.
Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid that your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me, I'm sorry. It's okay, just give back the necklace.
I fucking knew he was gonna say that, god damn it. That's disturbing, it is indeed disturbing.
You what?
You ate it?
It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits first, so, but yeah.
What is he doing now?
Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? The bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it. It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us.
How did he eat that, though? He apparently chewed it up and swallowed it.
Clearly that bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
But it's deadly at 2 teaspoons, not at, like, trace amounts.
How can you be so sure? I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
It was not made of plastic, usually shit and glass and metal for a week. Yep. But hey, that's what he earned. He played a stupid game, he won a stupid prize, and that stupid prize is probably internal bleeding.
So it would seem.
No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency. There. It's all right, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you placed this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
You fucking simp. That's a mistake, man. I'm telling you.
Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events.
But why?
I saw a video with a guy eating a light bulb, so I guess it's possible. 12 light bulbs. You're right. That clears everything up immensely. What the fuck is he eating 12 light bulbs for? Was he trying to give his stomach a good idea? His name from Payne to Simpson. Oh, that'd be perfect. That's amazing.
But why?
This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand, but in a court of law, evidence is everything.
Even after I proved so much, is she going to get away with everything?
Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I'd like to proceed with the trial.
Ayo? Mr. Wright? I'm sorry, Miss Fay. Totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say?
Winston Simpson. That's not that bad. Winston Simpson, yeah. That works. That's got a nice ring to it. The Simpsons.
There's something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
That day, the day I met Doug Swallow.
My brother-in-law, the defendant, ate the evidence. None of your business. Yeah. For your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. Yeah. Something you need to know about that girl. What is it?
Last night someone stole some poison from our lab.
Poison?
Same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen.
There's an achievement in Honkai Star with a reference to fate. Oh, really? What is it?
She came to the lab that time, too. Oh yeah. She came to the lab that time, too. It could only have been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it! Don't talk about her that way, like that. Yep, okay. Is it true? Did he really say that? That's ridiculous. There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look.
Even it's called Fate Stranger Fake. Oh, that's funny.
And she was right there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What?
But yeah, it's funny because there's a series called Fate Strange Fake, so it's like, yeah, Fate Stranger Fake. That's funny. That is very funny. I like that. When you obtain 5 5-star relics from the Omni Synthesizer. Oh, I need to do that then. It's gonna be my next big goal. Considering that Acheron's still not out for like another week and a half. Definitely I'm gonna try that.
She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but... I'm sorry, Dolly. Your Honor, this defendant is... Miss Fay, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent.
Phoenix?
Not only did she do it, she's basically the only one who could have done it.
I get the reference because all I remember from Fate Strange Fake was Gilgamesh versus Enkidu. I mean, it's probably just the fact that you need to synthesize it as opposed to, like, getting the real thing or whatever. So it's like, oh, it's a strange fake, and it's stranger that you had to do it. You get the Trailblazer level 40 first. Oh, okay. Yeah. That'll take a while. So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago, too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
The night before?
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Fate...
If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this.
Yeah, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. Something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore...
Exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill?
There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was... Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me? That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be.
But how could that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love.
Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice, I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
But even so, why would she go so far as to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could only think of one thing. Mention literally something inspired by Guns Girls Z. Really, what is it? I haven't played a lot of Genshin, so I might not know much about it, but yeah. Nicole in GGZ basically has lots of children that she adopts, like an Arla Chino in Genshin. Oh, okay. Kinda like how she adopted Bronya in, HSR. Yeah. Alright. Dahlia Hawthorne could only think of only one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good motive she made, too. The evidence was missing for a long time. Two of them are Bronya and Celia. Oh, okay. One is her actual daughter in Star Rail, though. Okay. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. Ooh. Ooh.
You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true! Feeny, what a joke you are! Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I haven't told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne?
I went on the Versus Battle Wiki to look up Ed and Eddie's feats for fun, and on Ed's notable losses list is Peter Griffin, and I thought that was hilarious. That is pretty great. They should put Ed and Eddie in Fortnite so we can even the score. Oh, God. It appears that we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems you sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Well, Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you?
Are you really that shocked? Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me like this way, Mr. Judge? With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already. I can't let her get away this time.
Stop, Mia. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
Ultimate price?
You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid.
No! You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say, Miss Gray. She is 24.
Well, Miss Faye, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all?
If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. To be honest, at this point I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof. Which, just so I can think about it ahead of time... Ew. Impossible. You can't possibly... Stupid woman.
It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented.
Just one?
If you are unable to establish her guilt, I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright.
I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably even there.
Just gonna... for safety.
I knew, but like, I had to do it. Alright. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
Cold Killer X? Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine.
Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned.
What?
Remember what the defendant said in his testimony? But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took this bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some. Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
Huh? What are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into in the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. Right as well. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That's when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Phoenix Wright. Mr. Wright, I mean.
I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime. Including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying the bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. Oh! Bitch. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation. I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. Double D Tanks Zappity Zap Zap has to be the funniest shit I've ever seen written in an official wiki page. Double D Tanks Zappity Zap Zap. Oh, that's a brand new sentence. Alright. So, Miss Hawthorne. This cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us! I dare you to take some of this medicine right now! Mia Fey! Mia Fey! Oh, the butterflies died. Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours. For the time being. Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Oh, are they setting this up for something like later in the game? That could be really cool. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Why? Yes?
I'm going to go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. Whoa. It's finally all over. I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim.
Evidence? I don't need no evidence. But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it.
I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. Oh, because he Winston Payne. Okay, yeah. I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this. Yes? Would you care to try this cold medicine?
Oh, there it is. With the poison.
What? Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said... There, it's all right, rookie. I trust this witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. So if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right?
You see,
yes? And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life?
Oh no, my hair! It's been fire! No, no, no! And that's the origin story of how he lost his due.
Mr. Payne, about Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll file the papers for her immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising.
I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning. No, the fuck you did not. Don't lie. Just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Faye,
Yes, Your Honor?
was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing in this case.
Very well. Mr. Payne?
The greatest loss in its attorney. Yeah, he lost his hair, man. That's as much as it had to be.
It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say?
It can't be true, my dear Dolly.
Very well then. I believe I am ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty. This court is adjourned.
April 11th, 3:16 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. We need to go for now. Take care, man. Take care, Firewall. Have a good day.
Mia, you were wonderful in there. Totemo subarashides.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius.
Mr. Grossberg, do you maybe think you could stop talking about them?
That's rather rude.
My brother in Christ, you have hemorrhoids.
Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this.
Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations!
Thanks.
You know, I was thinking... Go on. The dolly that I saw up there in the witness stand, I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, Dolly I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, well, I don't know, fake or something. Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, and start focusing on me. For your own sake. Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little. What if new judges out of nervousness stutter and give out the wrong verdict? That would be fucking funny. Like, all the evidence points against the client, and then it's like, the verdict is not guilty. Wait, fuck! Mistrial, retrial, and they're like, you passed down the verdict, though. But, out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. Eek, what kind of company does this guy keep? Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying, but I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time. I see. Say, Miss Faye? A lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. The defendant is guilty. I mean, not guilty, but not guilty. Fuck. Not guilty, not guilty. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. Yeah. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and managed to save my friend. But
Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. I had memories that I thought I would never rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that's a story for another day.
Episode 1, Turnabout Memories, the end. And from here on out, it is all uncharted territory. Only 4.2% of people who played this game got this far. A brand new episode has been added. I will save my progress. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been Arrowhead, your favorite VTuber android. My next stream is on Tuesday. As for when it is, as for what it is, I should say, be sure to watch out for my schedule tomorrow when I release it. Have a lovely morning, day, or evening. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed, and goodbye for now.